Hello and welcome in to Little Apple Locals, a Manhattan community podcast that's for locals by locals. I'm your host, Dawson Wagner, alongside Jake Huber, the Educational Coordinator for University for Mankind, otherwise known as UFM. And together, we want to reach out into the community of the Little Apple and share what's happening with small businesses, local events, and more specifically, UFM and all the great classes that they have available for students and Manhattan residents alike. To kick us off, Jake, can you give us a better idea of what UFM is and what Little Apple locals should know when it comes to taking classes or being involved with UFM?
So UFM Community Learning Center is a nonprofit organization that is there to fill the community's needs. We've got the philosophy that anybody can learn and anybody can teach. So we've got instructors ranging from ages 5 to 95 and cover a wide range of different classes, including 1 credit hour K-State classes. Okay,
so to kind of introduce those classes, where can people find you guys for doing those classes, and what are the things that you guys engage with the most when it comes to where you engage the most with those classes?
Yeah, so if you are a K-State student, you can talk to your advisor or go on Casis and sign up for any of our classes. We've got literally all the fun classes. So archery, bowling, taekwondo, boxing, Pilates, yoga. Like I said, all the fun classes. For our community members, or if you're looking for something outside of just your normal K-State classes, we have our website, tryufm.org, or we are located at 1221 Thurston Street. And we've got a wide range of different classes. And we'll go into some of the details on some of the classes later in this episode.
Perfect. That'll give us an overview, and later we can get a better understanding of what to expect and how Manhattan residents can get more involved with UFM. That's tryufm.org, where you can go and look at more of those classes online. And just looking for what you guys do in terms of the education and the types of people that you are trying to engage with. Are there any positions or things that are going to be open that people can apply with? And where does UFM need the most help and coordination?
Yeah, so we are always looking for new instructors to teach some of our classes. Currently, I'm looking for an education coordinator intern, so someone that will help me with a lot of my networking events, going around meeting everyone in the community, kind of getting everyone on the same page and bringing more awareness to UFM and what UFM is and what we can provide.
Wow. Okay. So you have not only an opportunity for education coordinator intern, but also it sounds like different positions that people could teach.
Yeah. So we pull instructors from all over the community. We have actually an instructor here with us as a guest today. We'll get to him in a bit. But yeah, so if you have a skill or a hobby that you enjoy doing, meet with me. We'll make it a class. It's always fun that you can make a little money on the side of that too.
Right.
A couple of the upcoming events this weekend specifically. So we've got some credit CPR classes that I'm actually the instructor for. So it's a 1 credit hour class. You get a 2-year CPR certification for adults, children, and infants, CPR, AED, and first aid.
Okay, so that'll provide people with opportunities to learn a little bit more about saving lives and being able to be trained in helping others. It sounds like a lot of your classes rotate and revolve around helping others.
Yes. So we've got, helping others, helping yourself. So learning skill that is based specifically for you. But yeah, helping others is kind of like the big push with our programs.
Yeah, I like that. I think that Manhattan needs more of that in a variety of capacities, and so UFM can definitely fill that niche. And And you did a great job of helping summarize and get involved with those things. Well, I think we've kept them waiting long enough. I think we should bring on in our guests today. We have Nicole and Pedro from The Witch and the Geek. They're going to be helping us better understand what the art is like that they do with pottery, and what are the things that students or faculty members or just anybody in the Manhattan community can get creative with. So what is your guys' art background, and how did you originally get into pottery? You want to start with Pedro?
Hello, everybody. Pedro, of course. But I graduated K-State with I have a bachelor's in arts with a concentration in ceramics. And I kind of got into it by chance, I would say. Like, I went to school. My intentions was to go for sculpting. Unfortunately, the professor that was doing sculpting retired, and they weren't going to replace him. So that's how I ended up in pottery. I did not like it. It was I fought against it, and so then I took the chance, and it took me a bit. Got comfortable with it, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. Before that, I was drawing and charcoal and pencil was my main mediums and stuff like that. So I'm well-rounded artist, I would say, as my background. I've been drawing since I was 10 years old, so it's just been there. I was just lucky enough to have the support now, and as I got older, to be able to pursue my dream, and be an artist, and not starving. So
that's the key aspect.
It's a myth.
How can you make a living off of it?
Yeah,
make it work.
And you can.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like that. What about you, Nicole?
I'm also a K-State alumni, though my bachelor's degree is in drawing and painting. So I mostly work with oil painting. During the pandemic is when I actually started working with clay. Pedro brought me into the Manhattan Art Center where he was working at the time and just handed me a ball of clay and said, try it. And I'm like, okay, fine. It helps that I'm autistic, so it became a hyperfixation. And now 3 years later, we have our own thriving business.
I mean, the combination of those two, just the drawing and then the sculpting, and being able to better understand both of your artistic capabilities. So did it take time to uncover that? And like, how did you come up with then the name of your business with using those techniques and the skills that you have?
So the name of the business actually was our attempt at a podcast.
A failed attempt.
A failed attempt at a podcast, right? Where we were gonna be talking about comic books and comic book style movies and stuff like that. I'm a geek all around. You come to my apartment, everybody is always wowed by like all the geeky stuff I have.
Absolutely.
And of course Nicole.
Yeah. I'm a practicing Northern European pagan. Was a high priestess when I was deployed to Kuwait, actually leading a pagan circle for soldiers who were also pagan. So that's the witch element.
Yeah. So that's how we came up with the Witch and the Geek, and but yeah, it was a cute failed. I watch the videos every once in a while. It's
you might
cute.
still be able to find them.
It's cute. Yeah, you might be able to find us on YouTube. We actually we did post on YouTube our first video, so it's on there. You can find it.
Yeah, I think I've seen one or two of them.
Yeah. So
it's so cringy.
So after a couple years, right? I had a failed attempt at working in the
corporate
world, and so Nicole, of course, my rock, my support system, they just told me, hey, why don't you go ahead and start your own business? That's what you always wanted to do. So we did. We had a bunch of pots just laying around in boxes at the house, like I could find them everywhere, closets and everything. And we were like, let's try selling it out. So we tried at the farmer's market. That was our first, and very successful, very quick. And I think the success came from just we're different. Our pots are our mugs are very different, and it's the combination of the sculpture and the art, the painting and drawing and stuff that sets us apart from other potters, because people look for something different.
I'd also say that like The Witch and the Geek is your art too. So it's like the theme to it is, very witch and geek
Yep,
esque.
it is. It really is.
I love it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge geek myself. So
Yeah.
We have a dedicated line of D&D related mugs. I'm actually starting to draw more artistic designs on them, so we've actually got a fresh batch that'll probably be coming out next week.
And I can guarantee they are amazing. Wow every time they show me a new one. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, yeah.
Are people able to customize their own types
Absolutely.
of Dungeons and Dragons pots
Oh,
that
absolutely.
they create?
Yeah,
Okay.
if people, a lot of times with Dungeons and Dragons, people have their original characters.
Yep.
And so if they ever want a mug that features their character, I would be happy to take on that challenge. Doing character designs is one of my favorite things to do.
Okay. Here at the radio station, we have the Nat One podcast, that the Dungeons and Dragons radio show, where I think that they would be very keen to find out that they could put their characters all onto different pots and then or
Mugs.
mugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
so not just pottery. Yeah, so you guys are in a lot of different areas of
yeah.
just molding and being able to use clay.
We try everything. Like, you know what I mean? We always tell people, like, if you have an idea, just bring it to us. You know, we will try to make it, you know what I mean? And if it's successful, of course, you know, the person that gave us the idea gets a discount on that idea, you know what I mean? And but yeah, we're always looking for new ideas, new things to try out. I'm working on teapots now. I think it's one of the hardest things to do. So it's for my buddy. He wants the teapot set for his house. He just bought a new house, and I'm just like, okay, I'll try it out. The first one I did was a fail because the water just
The
like
spouts are,
you know,
spouts are tricky.
So the spouts is the trickiest part. But you know, we like to try. We don't give up on anything. You know, we try everything. So yeah, anybody wants something specially done, like I'm there for it.
Cool.
There for it. I like challenges.
What are some of your guys' future plans that you have with being able to create new types of pottery or mugs, or, you know, branching into different parts? Like what are some plans that you might have coming down the pipeline you could maybe share or tease?
I know short term, I want to create a dedicated Pride line where a portion of those proceeds go to support the True Colors House. And I volunteer with them. I'm also on the fundraising committee for them, and they're a fantastic organization that provides services for the queer youth in the community. And so I want to be able to help support that, as well as other organizations like the Trevor Project, while also, I think realistically, I want more of us in our pots. And for the first couple of years, it was very tentative. We were kind of just dipping our toes into it. But now that we've kind of gained our confidence in our medium, we're really starting to just dive into it. I'm doing dragons on things. I am really just diving in with my own style. And I never really thought that my art would be anything in the public eye. So this is kind of a bit of a leap for me. Long term, and I mean long term, we want to open a Makers Guild where we can host other artists within the community to come in and work in a space that's safe and well ventilated so that they can practice their crafts, as well as offering classes for the community, having a gallery space where people can sell their work and get a portion of the proceeds and have paid internship options.
Wow. That's an amazing vision. That's a really beautiful way of personalizing it too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess our biggest leap for that was the most, like, when I first graduated school, it was, while I was in school, I was very motivated to draw and make stuff, and, you know, the pottery and stuff like that. And then, like, I got out of school and there's no motivation. Like, there's no art in this community here. You know what I mean? And they call themselves the Little Apple, right? And I'm from New Jersey. I'm from the East Coast. So the Big Apple, you go to New York, it's all art, like everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what I mean? So I
Right.
think that's what this place is missing.
Yeah.
And if we can bring that out, right, we'll have a lot more artists that graduate and stay within the town, which will boost our economy here, right? But they need a place. They need a place to go because not everybody has a place in their apartment or homes. So that's our goal. Give somebody a place to come and practice their art. They can rent out studio space, where they can lock all their stuff up. Nobody will bother it. They can close themselves in there and do their work. And that's their studio space. You know what I mean? And so our art is a big deal for us. And this is what we want to do for the community. Children, they need an outlet. A lot of times, they go through school all day or they're just sitting at home playing video games. You bring them to places like this just for an outlet. Let me teach you and something else that you can do. And I've taught children before at the MAC, and they're so creative. They come up with so many things, and a lot of times they don't know how to come up with something. Like let's say somebody wanted to make a tub for their little kitty pet that they made, right? So I showed them how to do it. And in making the tub, right, I'm teaching them a skill. I'm not teaching them the technical terms for coils or slab, right? But I'm teaching them this is how you can build the tub, which is a cylinder, which in turn can translate into a mug if you just put another handle on here. It can translate into a bowl that you can eat cereal out of. It can translate, you know what I mean? So, making things, offering these simple ways to teach, it's very important. Especially also for our military members, service members. It's a big deal for me because I'm a military, right? I'm a vet. And PTSD is a big deal. Like I said, coming in, my buddy Jake, he made a sound from upstairs, which kind of triggered me, because we've confronted stuff like that before, you know what I mean? And luckily, I took my meds this morning, so I'm just woo, I was able to catch myself. But we have a lot of people that don't have an outlet, and I want to teach them that art is a great outlet to express yourself. It helps you relax. It helps you think of something different other than your past or your troubles and stuff like that. It helped me. It helped me a lot. You know what I mean? Once I get into my studio and I'm on that pottery wheel, unless I get interrupted, I'm gone. And you can ask Nicole, I would sit there and just, you know what I mean? Oh, look, babe, I did a new one. And just,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? Oh, man, great. And I'm just on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a form of therapy.
It's very important. It is. It is art therapy is a big deal. And I think we need more of that within the community. And not just for service members, as well for anybody, stresses at home, stay-home moms, stay-home dads, single moms, single dads, stuff like that. These people need outlets sometimes, need a place to just relax and just do their own thing, without having to think about, troubles that are in the world, you know what I mean? And I want to be able to bring that to the community, you know what I mean? I brought myself to this community here. Well, the military brought me here, but I love it out here. And I think we need a little bit more growth, and I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. That's a beautiful way to put it, with putting that practice into play with students or just children, and getting hands-on with being able to have some sort of art therapy. I love that. We need more art therapy in Manhattan. Definitely. Absolutely. Where can people find you guys, your products and things online? Where can they follow you?
So typically, every Saturday we're at the Manhattan Farmers Market, right across the street from the Dillard's parking lot. We also have a consignment location with Ellen's Planted Teas in Aggieville, as well as the Village Geek down on Points. This weekend, however, the 29th through the 30th, whichever one is the Saturday-Sunday combination, we are going to be at the Wichita Renaissance Festival. It runs from 10 to 6, and it also functions as a Scottish Heritage Festival. So you actually get to watch the Highland Games. It's super cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
We have a lot of fun with that too. We do also have a website. It is on thewitchandthegeek.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram. We do have kind of a TikTok, but I do not post regularly to it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we're hoping to increase just kind of our engagement overall, and really kind of highlight what we do and what we're excited about.
Absolutely. That's great. Well, thank you guys for breaking down what you guys are passionate about, how you are helping the Manhattan community and specifically the art community in Manhattan and trying to grow out that local scene. I think that's an extremely valuable thing that we need to have more of in the Little Apple. It's something that we need to grow. And I hope the audience can take away a few tidbits from that and maybe get in a class with Pedro. I think that'd be really cool to see and learn a little bit more about pottery as well. Jake, do you want to wrap things up with what we have upcoming this week with classes and events around the Little Apple? What can people kind of look out for when it comes to upcoming things?
Yeah, so I'll give a quick list, breakdown of some of our upcoming classes that are open for people to take by visiting our website, tryufm.org. So we've got Great Gardening on October 1st through the 15th. It's every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Adobe Photoshop from October 1st to the 22nd. So that's Tuesdays from 5:30 to 7:30. Disc Golf for beginners to intermediate is October 2nd through the 16th from 5:15 to 7:15 on Wednesdays. We've got an OSHA 10 certification class that is October 5th to the 19th from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Saturdays. We've got some plumbing classes and home maintenance classes starting in October 7th from 5:30 to 6:30 and 6:30 to 7:30, which is on a Monday. We've got beginning banjo on October 7th through November 25th from 6:30 to 7:30. That's Mondays. And pickleball 202, so one step up from the 102 or 101. That is October 8th through the 22nd from 6:30 to 8:30 a.m., and that is on Tuesdays. Then coming up in a couple weeks, we've got Dungeons & Dragons, How to Be a Dungeon Master. That is on October 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. on Friday. And then some plumbing craft creations classes. October 13th, so 1 to 2 o'clock, is a youth kids class. And then from 2 to 6 p.m. is an adults class. That is on a Sunday. And then I also wanted to highlight our miniature painting class taught by Pedro. Him and I are going to get together today and work on some more mini painting. We do that almost weekly. We're trying to get into a weekly swing of it. But yeah, he's phenomenal. I learned so much. I've painted before, but I feel like I always learn different techniques, styles, and color therapy.
Yeah. Color theory.
Color theory
Yes,
is
color
therapy
theory.
for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like art therapy, color therapy,
Yeah.
same thing, right? Like, yeah.
Pedro, do you want to say anything about your class coming up? I believe that
yeah, I
is
can.
the October 16th to 17th. So it's a Wednesday, Thursday class from 5 to 8 p.m.
Yes. So, like Jake said, it's a 2-day class, but it's miniature painting 101. So it's a quick, easy way for someone to paint their miniatures, have them looking nice and ready to play. There's a lot in-depth stuff that you can do with miniatures. If you look at YouTube videos and stuff like that, there's a lot. I've taken, weeks to months to like paint a miniature or two and stuff like that. Wow. But like I've developed a style which is different styles from different artists that I've seen on YouTube, and I just combined little things from different ones to do a quick like dry brush pizzazz, and you get all the detail that you need and everything, and it'll probably even take maybe an hour at most to get a miniature done. So it's a lot of fun. I love miniature painting.
Absolutely.
It's another form of relaxing as well for me. So
Art therapy,
I mean,
you know.
if anyone is interested, whether you're a beginner or you've painted before and just need a quicker way to get through armies, like Warhammer has so many miniatures just for one, army and stuff like that, and a lot of people just want to get out there and play,
Absolutely.
and that's where I developed this from. Is I just want to get out there and play. I'm ready to play. So, but I need to get this done quick.
With painted minis, not
With painted
not the
minis.
gray minis.
Yeah, not just gray minis. Because you get there and you look at the table and people got like amazing miniatures painted and everything, and then you're just gray.
What?
And I always make jokes. He's invisible, don't worry, you can't see it. Like, I made that type of joke because I don't want to be embarrassed and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough.
Excuse, yeah.
But yeah, so
That's good.
please, it's Tabletop Miniatures 101. It'll be at UFM, and it's just 2 days from 5 to 8 p.m. So we're trying to get it going. There's the second semester we offered it. I think we offered it in the summer. Unfortunately, we didn't get any signups. It was fairly new, summertime. Everybody's gone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People busy with doing summer things. So we introduced it now again. So we're hoping to get, people get in there, and I'm itching for it. Like I love to teach, and this is something new for me to teach now. Like I said, I taught ceramics to kids, adults as well, pottery and stuff. But like teaching miniature painting, it's new, and I would like to try it. I've taught my friends and stuff like that, but I like to. I don't gatekeep. I want to pass it on. Here's my ideas. Here's what you can do to make it easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's the big takeaway from everything. Just don't gatekeep. Share
Yeah.
as much as
Oh
you
no,
can.
definitely. Yeah.
And lastly, I wanted to highlight in our catalog. So we're trying to do a big push with our military affiliated community. If you look at our catalog in person or online, you'll notice that there's a set of dog tags next to any instructor's class that is a military affiliated instructor. So that's active duty, reservist, or veteran. They'll have a dog tag next to any class that they are teaching. So it's a great way to show your support by signing up for those classes.
Right. It just shows the engagement not only from the veterans who are teaching the courses, but the people who want to learn from those veterans, which is a really unique thing about UFM and the ways that they engage the community. So thank you, Pedro and Nicole, for also doing everything with the Witch and the Geek. Such an incredible opportunity for people to get hands-on and just become more creative. I think that's a thing that so many people sometimes get forgotten or just lost in the chaos of the world, is that there is spaces for creative people to come together and do things like this.
Definitely,
And
for
pottery and being able to sculpt something into your own creation with your bare hands is a powerful form of art. So thank you both. Yeah.
It is.
That's great.
And there's no such thing as bad art. I mean, everything is to interpretation. And whatever you feel that you put on paper or it comes out of the clay, like, just know that it means something to you. And that's it. And whatever else anybody else gets out of it, that's what it means to them. It doesn't have to mean the same thing. You know what I mean? They don't have to see the same thing as you do, because we all have different troubles. Right. So whatever we put out there, it's just a message to the world.
Well said. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Nicole, for taking your time with Jake and I here on the Little Apple local podcast, a community podcast for the residents and students of the Manhattan community. If you want a rundown of those events, again, try ufm.org, where you can see more and enroll in classes and figure out how to get more involved with UFM, as well as all of the rundowns of the different events will be on our wildcat929.com webpage, where this audio as well as the recording for the Little Apple Local will be. Make sure to stay tuned for next week. This will be live every Friday on Wildcat 91.9, where you can listen and be able to learn more about the amazing things that locals are doing in our community. Did you have anything else to add?
So Fridays at noon. Stay tuned. Make sure to tune in at noon on Friday. Well, I mean, I guess tune in all the time, right?
Yeah. We'll
Not
do a
just
little
noon.
promo. Yeah, we're going to try and do noon at Friday to start it off, but I think at noon as much as we can. I think we'll do this as a blooper outlet, actually. I kind of like this as like an ending of, hey, by the way, noon on Wildcat 91.9.
And remember, it's Huber.
Huber.
Not Hoover.
I'll work on
And
that.
it's Pedro, not Gabriel.
Huber. I said that wrong earlier. Yeah, when we first. Yeah, Pedro.
Gotta
Hey, we
get
got
it
Nicole
right.
right.
No,
Yeah.
Nicole. We got Nicole right the whole
Yes,
time.
successful.
Pedro. Yeah. That was great. Okay, yeah. Make sure Wildcat 91.9 on the air, 12 at noon on Fridays. That's where we'll start first, and then we'll keep it rolling. So,
Yeah, sounds great.
Little Apple Local, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around for more fun and chaos on the Manhattan Community Podcast for the locals of Manhattan.